under the spotlight today is the Fetosense project, which is of telemonitoring and from an Indian company, CareNX, which is developing throughout Asia and also Africa. And let's have a look at this project.
Fetosense basically measures fetal heart rate, then fetal movements, uterine contractions, mother's heart rate. If it is a twin baby, then twin baby's heart rate. We used domain knowledge, clinical expertise, as well as our competency in computer science to develop this algorithm and scoring system, which automatically analyzes the test data and produces the score. Out of these 300,000 patients, 52% of the patients who were into fetal distress have got diagnosed early on. And out of those early identified patients, almost 33% of the patients have escaped from high risk. So this is a remarkable impact that we could achieve just because of proliferation of fetal monitoring.
Voilà, le projet Fetosense.
So that's the Fetosense project. Let's give them a big round of applause. The 2023 winner for the Pierre Fabre Award. So we have Koukali, who is co-founder of CareNX. Please join me up on stage here, Aditya.
Et qui est venu avec sa
And
manette,
he came
sa
with
Fetosense.
his
Voilà,
Fetosense
un
case.
micro.
Here's a microphone.
Ok, bah, montrez-nous alors un petit peu.
Let's have a look at what's in your magic case so that we can understand what it contains.
Can you tell us just you have in your magic suitcase here?
Sure. It's a life-saving device, basically. So as you can see, it's a portable technology. Early on, a lot of fetal monitoring devices were available. However, either they would not work on field because of dependence on electricity, wired nature of devices and all that. We removed all those limitations and made it compact so that even a frontline health worker can use. Second, the results that we obtained, earlier doctor used to interpret the result. And there was a lot of subjectivity because the results would get printed on the paper and doctor has to eyeball through it in order to know what is going on with the baby. We removed that limitation using AI so that a frontline health worker can do the test reliably and can understand results there itself. So that decision making becomes very powerful at a ground level and the high-risk patients could be triaged at a tertiary facility early on. So that is the innovation.
Jai insistait il y a quelques instants sur l'importance.
So Jai was underlining the importance of scaling up a few moments ago. We see that this project you've developed in India is now being exported to many countries throughout Asia and Africa. How do you adapt to local specificities?
Sure. One of the questions in terms of scalability of any AI-based solution is about demographic differences. And Professor early on in her talk mentioned that we needed to get data from local country in order to train the model. For us, it was little easier because our data is one-dimensional, not images. It's a trace of fetal heart rate. And we could get global data available openly through a lot of publications early on. So we relied on that data to train the model in local context so that accuracy is maintained. Second, certain localization such as language, such as the operating procedure of the device remains universal because it's a very like every gynecologist or every frontline and A&M would know how to perform the test. We did not face lot of problems in terms of training. So that made it simple enough so that they can use it on ground. And technology itself was little simple than images, for say.
Bravo pour ce projet Fetosense.
Congratulations for this Fetosense project. And Sarah
la
Lesso will be
Fondation
coming up to give this award
Sarah,
from the L'Avenir
Venez
Foundation.
nous
Sarah,
rejoindre.
please
On
come
peut
and join
applaudir
us up
également.
here. We can give her a round of applause too.
Je vous donne un micro. L'occasion d'ailleurs avant de remettre
So,
ce prix,
before
Sarah,
you
de
give this award, Sarah, you can recall that there is already a partnership between Pierre Fabre and his foundation L'Avenir. Yes, the Fondation L'Avenir supports applied research for the benefit of patients, and we've been doing this for more than 35 years. It was created in 1987 by French Mutual Insurance Association and has supported more than 2,400 projects. Since 2017, Pierre Fabre Foundation and Fondation L'Avenir are partners in a digital fund for promotion of health projects based on digital technology, and we support the prize of the Observatory of e-health in countries of the South to promote the health of the future by learning from experiences in countries of the South. And this year we're very proud to give this award to Care NX, presented here, for the Fetosense project. So what do you like the most about this project? Well, the Avenir Foundation, among the projects supported, wishes to support e-health projects, in particular projects that use artificial intelligence, as underlined on many occasions this morning. It is a precious basis for connected tools that we can then use for as decision-making tools for doctors, physicians, and the Fetosense project is totally aligned with our values. It is a tool that is based on artificial intelligence, and that gives a turnkey solution that reduces mortality among infants in regions with limited resources. And it doesn't require any particular consumables and can be used easily on the ground. And it has already enabled an essential examination to be accessible to the greatest numbers possible by detecting fetal distress and avoiding premature birth. This is the award to give for the Care NX company. Please give this award, and we will take some photos. Give them a big round of applause for this award given to Fetosense, the winner of 2023 of the e-health observatory in countries of the South.
Oh, pardon. Voilà. C'est comme la médecine, c'est une sorte de précision, la photographie.
It's like a medicine. You need a lot of accuracy when you take photos.
Si, merci à tous les deux.
So thank you to both of you. Please take a seat.
Les quelques dernières minutes.
Just a few minutes before we have lunch, because oh, sorry, I do apologize. Please take the floor.
Sure. So I just wanted a couple of minutes. So first of all, this award is not for me alone or for my company. It's for everyone who has supported my project till now, and 1,000 plus hospitals who are using it on a daily basis. On a daily basis, more than 2,000 pregnant women get screened through Fetosense, and we could actually save lives on field. So I want to give this away to everybody who has contributed to the project. I am merely a representative, but the hard work belongs to them. So for them, I think this award is well deserved. Thank you so much, Foundation, for supporting me.
Merci beaucoup. Please stay with us. Adilkia qui est venue de Bombay, de Mumbai.
So we're going to come from Mumbai to receive this award today. So I was saying we just have a few minutes left before we break for lunch. It's now or never. If you have any questions or comments with regard to our nominees, and I would encourage those who are following us remotely, if you have any comments, please do send them to us. We have 2-3 minutes. I don't know if there are any hands being raised in the audience. Any comments, or maybe some congratulations, or
Jai,
Jai?
You're the first one.
This question is to Aditya. So how, what components of, what percent of the components that is you could source it locally? And then also the other thing is how about the support to the kit? Is there an annual maintenance contract? because I've seen telemedicine projects, especially a simple, few dollar adapter, power adapter, can cause the whole program to stop. But this involves a little more. So I was involved in something similar for Fetosense telemetry. So this kit will involve some maintenance and then upkeep. So you also have this program built in? That's the question that I have.
That's a very good question. Because even after developing innovation, taking it to customers and on field is a really different challenge. And we learned it through experiences. Because as far as delivery of the product is concerned, the continuous support for the lifetime of the product is very essential. And typically, when we see in medical field, after a while, when it is being used by multiple people on ground, certain aspects which we won't assume early on will come up. And this is exactly what happened with Fetosense early on. The reason why we made it so portable and modular is because even though certain component is not working on field, we could detect it using software, and instead of repairing, we can just dispatch that component itself to the customers. And in that manner, we have developed an annual maintenance system through which you can replace it unlimited amount of time. So for governments especially, they require like 5 years of maintenance. And we provide it in the contract that for next 5 years, even though certain component goes bad, we would be able to detect early on and replace it within 8 days. That is the guarantee that we provide to the customers. When it is about deploying it to other countries, we partner with local device manufacturers who have good network among the doctors, and we actually support them with the supply and everything, so that the service for the end customer doesn't get affected. And this is very good point, because ultimately after a while, new problems and challenges will emerge, which we don't take into consideration early on.
Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres questions, monsieur?
Oui, merci.
Yes, thank you. And I would also like to thank all of the speakers. And I would like to join the others to congratulate you. My question, these are devices that are suited to Asia and elsewhere, but are things the same in Africa? I come from Chad, where I participate in the e-health operation. In our country, a lot of women have cesareans and a lot of women have miscarriages. That's the state of things in our country. So if we have a partner who will support us to unroll these devices in Africa, there is internet problems, connectivity problems. So how can you adapt to a context which is slightly different from Asia? Thank you.
Sure, that's a very good question. Actually, the feeling is both ways, because we also tried to scale it up in other countries, but just because we could not bring partners together or could not have capacity to scale it up, we couldn't do it the faster way. One thing you mentioned about miscarriages and a lot of prematurity. In the video also I mentioned about a study which we have done in order to reduce prematurity. What essentially happens is, when you have such a tool on ground, in order to screen it later on in the month when you expect delivery, you get additional data points in order to prolong delivery. And in the last month itself, even though you prolong it by say 5-6 days, it gives additional time for a fetus to grow in the womb. And that actually does the magic. So our idea is to help doctor take decision on prolonging the delivery so that number of C-sections will reduce. And that has created an impact in India, and that is evident through our publications. So we want to replicate the same system across Africa, because we understand that the context is similar, even in Southeast Asia. It's just that our organization is small, and that is why we couldn't do that so far. But if we get good network, if we get good supporters, we definitely want to scale it up. So that is the mutual feeling that we share.
Merci beaucoup, merci à tous.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all of the winners. Congratulations. We can give them another round of applause.
Hop, 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 hop. Ah, il y avait une toute dernière alors. Allez,
there was a final question or comment.
Allez, en deux petites minutes, une
2 minutes.
question.
Final question.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Je vais faire rapidement.
I will be brief. We are two startup creators. Currently in Africa, we're looking at how to create an ecosystem to encourage the emergence of new startups in the field of e-health. And the questions I always ask startup creators is, what is the decisive moment from the creation, the idea to today, which meant that your startup today is able to scale up or not? Is it somebody you met, somebody you knew? Is it money? What exactly meant that your startup actually has been successful?
So I'll go first. To my experience, none of the metrics matters until and unless your customer is satisfied. And that is the stage we call product market fit, where customers themselves give demands about what extra they want with the product and tell proactively that they are very happy and this is actually making their lives easy. So that is the checkpoint that we feel is the most important checkpoint in any startup's journey.